Hey y'all, it's Emma Crystal, and I have a question for you. Always have a question, but what are you waiting for? No, seriously, what are you waiting for? Because most of us are waiting for something. We're waiting for January 1st, or we're waiting for the beginning of the month. We're waiting to lose 20 pounds. We're waiting until the kids graduate from high school. We're waiting till the grandbaby gets out of kindergarten. Sometimes we're waiting for business to pick up. Sometimes it's like, oh, as soon as business slows down. We're waiting for January 1st. We're waiting for Monday. We're waiting for Mercury to get out of retrograde, y'all. Most of us are looking for some magical sign from the universe to say, now it's time to move. Well, that doesn't work. So then you decide, I'm going to create a vision board. Y'all, some of us have enough vision boards to wallpaper the entire house. I said it, because I've done it. You have saged the house. You have tried aromatherapy. You have journaled about it. All the things. And you still haven't made a step forward. At some point, you have to stop decorating the dream and actually start building it. Yeah, I said it. The problem is that sometimes waiting becomes a whole habit. You just get in the habit of waiting. You're going to put it off until next month. And when next month comes, you're like, okay. I didn't get my new sneakers yet. So as soon as I get my new pair of sneakers, you keep putting one thing after the other in your way, one thing after the other, one thing after the other. And before you know it, a year has passed and you're still standing in the exact same spot. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Look, I had a conversation with a woman, and this was about starting her business. So I talked to her. She had the people lined up. She had all her information. I felt like she had everything lined up. So I asked her, well, what are you waiting for? She said, well, as soon as I get enough money. Okay, well, how much is enough money? And she said, well, I have some money, but maybe I need just maybe a few thousand more. Maybe a few thousand more. You know, what I understand for sure is enough is a moving target. If you don't know how much you need, you'll never get there. You'll be trying to hit it because you don't know where you're going. Now, don't get me wrong. Money is important. Planning is important. Strategy is very important. But because you don't want to go around making like reckless decisions about things. But the more I talked to her, the more I understood that she was looking for certainty. She was looking for some kind of guarantee that her idea was going to work. Life don't hand you guarantees. It's just not how it works. Certainty came first. Everybody would launch a business. Everybody would write a book because they'd be certain that it would fly. That's not how it happens, though. Usually you take the steps and you become certain as you move along. I am definitely speaking from experience. So think about it. I have done Broadway shows. I've built businesses. I've started over time and time again. I've been in rooms where I had no idea how things were going to turn out. Sometimes I felt completely unprepared. But if I hadn't moved forward then, I'd still be sitting in the same spot saying what I would have done instead of what I did. The truth is that a lot of the very good things that have happened in my life happened before I was ready. Oh, I can tell you the story about me and my girlfriend Gwen. Now, me and Stephanie and Gwen were road dogs when we were young. And here's the thing. Stephanie was off having babies somewhere, which was amazing. She got some great kids. But me and Gwen, this was college days for me. I had decided I was going to audition for Opryland. Now, at that point in life, I had been dancing for maybe about a year. And the basics of what I knew were some ballet moves. And I knew Graham technique. It was all Martha Graham. It was modern dance. Opryland was what I wanted to audition for, with some ballet basics and some modern dance. The three don't go together, but I didn't know. What I knew was I wanted to be part of the show at Opryland. So this is what we did. My mama had this brown Chevy Chevette. So me and Gwen hop in the car, driving on our way to Nashville because I was going to go off and be a star at Opryland. Well, about halfway there, the car broke down. Gwen and I ended up getting to Nashville in the back seat of some white guy's car with his flea-bitten dog sitting in Gwen's lap. Yes, so many things could have happened. And you know how they say, I don't know what the old saying exactly is, but the Lord protects babies and fools. I was a baby and I was a fool, and I had my bestie in the car with me, and we got to Nashville. Here's the thing. Did I get that gig at Opryland? No. Who hires somebody with 1 year of dance experience in ballet and modern to do a show at Opryland? I did not get that gig. But the point of me telling you the story is this. I made the effort. Just going, just getting myself in the momentum of doing those things. It was something different for me. It was exciting. I was afraid, and I did it anyway. Jump and the net will appear. Somebody told me that way back in junior high school. In fact, I remember seeing it on a poster on the wall. I have been jumping ever since. Have I ever hit the ground and just went? Nope. Have never splattered on the ground, because that's not the way the universe works. When you jump, the net will appear. It doesn't matter what it looks like right after you jump, because that's the scariest part. It's like, what's going to happen? I don't know what's going on. It's okay. Sometimes it feels like everything's up in the air. Sometimes it feels like all this stuff is going awry. But you have to just be confident that it is working in exactly the way it needs to work. You are the one who needs to start that momentum. Before I began any of that, I couldn't even see the whole path. Of course, I couldn't see the whole path. But you know, I was clear that everything would work out. And that's because momentum doesn't come from knowing. Momentum comes from moving. Momentum comes from the doing of something. All right, think about a car sitting in the driveway. You can wash it, you can wax it, you can rotate the tires, you can do all the things, you can put gas in it, but until you start that car and put it in gear, you ain't going nowhere. So stop waxing the car. That's all. That's exactly what a lot of us do. We're out there doing all the research and planning and all organizing and doing all the things. Put the car in gear, drive. I've seen people wait so long for the perfect moment that opportunity came knocking and got tired and finally went next door. I said it. That's just what happens. And one of the things that really fascinates me is how often we say, I just need some more information before I start. You don't need any more information. You already know what you need in order to make the first step, right? You don't have to make the 100th step, just the first one. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., woo! Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. No truer words have been spoken. You can't see the whole staircase most of the time. That makes me think about Raiders of the Lost Ark, y'all, with Harrison Ford. He was trying to find the treasure. I don't know how many of you saw this movie. It's old. But at any rate, he goes, he's all down in the caves and stuff, and he's looking for the treasure. He's doing all the things. Well, he gets to a point where he's at this big old giant chasm. He looks over lava, hot molten magma all down there. And he knows if he falls forward, he's going to roast because it's just hot lava. Between him and the treasure, which is way on the other side of all that hot lava, there's nothing there. No way for him to get across. And then he had this thought. And I like to say it is the thought of, I didn't come this far to fail. Or if you want to put it in spiritual terms, God didn't bring me this far to drop me now. So Harrison Ford took his foot, stepped forward, stepped out on faith. And the step appeared underneath his foot. That gave him confidence to take the next step. And so on and so on and so on, all the way across that chasm of hot molten lava. That's how he did that. And that's all we have to do in life. I know it's scary. This I know. I know for sure that it is a scary thing. Take that first step. Whew. I'm excited just thinking about it. Here's something that I've noticed. Ideas have energy when you first get the idea. But the longer you let the idea sit, the less energy it has. It loses momentum. There's something about the longer you postpone the action, that energy really does start to fade. Just, at first the idea is keeping you up at night. And then after that, if you figure, oh, it really wasn't a good idea anyway, because the reality is you never added any fuel to that fire. You just let it fizzle out. You didn't strengthen it. That's why I believe momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Motivation is wonderful, but motivation is emotional. Momentum is mechanical, methodical. Motivation says, oh, I feel like doing this today. Momentum says, look, we finna do this no matter what. Go for momentum. Keep it moving no matter what. Okay, because what I know for sure is one client will lead to another. One speech will lead to another. One paragraph will lead to another. But you have to get that going. And suddenly, the impossible, what you couldn't see before, all of a sudden is easier because you're no longer standing still. Woo! Finally, I think some of y'all are waiting for permission. I said it. Permission to be imperfect. Permission for it not to be good. Permission to fail. Permission to just take up space. We were told ages ago that somebody else had to validate our work. The teacher told you whether you did a good thing or not. Somebody said, oh, she can't sing. Somebody else said, oh, he can't dance. What are we talking about? I'm just thinking that people are very quick to tell you what you're not capable of. And let me give you an example. These stories, I have 18 million of them. But here's the thing. I created what I affectionately call a boob pillow. It is a pillow that I use in my practice, massage therapy practice, where when a female client is lying face down, this pillow gives her cushion so that she's not lying flat on the massage table. It's really comfortable. And I've had several women to tell me, oh my gosh, where did you get this pillow? So I was using it without a cover on it. I had a pillowcase over it, but the pillow itself didn't have a cover. So every time I used the pillow in the pillowcase, I would take the pillow out and wash the pillow. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to get a pillow cover made so that I don't have to do that so frequently. I went to a woman and asked her about it, and she looked at the whole thing and said to me, kid you not, she said, you made this wrong. What? This was my piece of artwork. And she's telling me I made it wrong. So immediately I'm thinking, well, wow, what did I do? So I asked her, well, how should I have made it? She couldn't tell me. She didn't know. She just said I made it wrong. I was like, okay. I was ready to take the project back from her. What she did next, though, was said, okay, well, let me just look at it. And then she found a way to create a cover for my wrongly made pillow. I didn't make anything wrong, but her short-sightedness almost made that project not happen, right? For her, I was going to keep using it the way it was no matter what. But the first thing out of her mouth was, I did something wrong. You can't let other people determine what your art, whether it is you writing or speaking or dancing or making soap, you can't let other people determine for you what's right and what's not. It's just one of those things. So I am excited because I didn't let her stop me from doing something that I knew was good for my clients. I'm still using those pillows today. I'm still using her design, although not necessarily using her to create them anymore. I'm sorry. I love it. I love her. She's a wonderful being. Anyway, I just wanted to get that point across to you, that sometimes you have to know that what you have created is good and move forward with that. I also am saying stop waiting for permission. Stop it. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your greatness. Because, baby, if you're waiting for somebody to come tap you on your shoulder and tell you that it's your turn, consider yourself tapped. It's you. It's your turn. So now, go on out there and do something great. We got this, y'all. Thank you.